No doubt, we got knocked to the mat, but we have to get back up for Madison. We're just lacing up for the fight. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Paul Showens, and this is the final round of the fight. At least for now. This is the end of the show. Yes, I've heard the arguments. Madison's story is still continuing, so the show should continue. Unfortunately, that's not how it's going to work. I can't produce filler episodes. For now, Madison's life has become unremarkable. She's stable and healthy, and more importantly, she's happy. For our life, that's great, but for show content, not so much. So, after today, this show will go dark, but I reserve the right to bring it back at any time. Enough about that, let's dive in. I want to take this episode to catch you up on our lives now. This show began back in February of 2017. I actually have a photo on my iPhone of the original notebook where I wrote the beginnings of round 1. Maybe I'll share that on the website. Maybe I won't. But I remember that night well. It was a Monday. Less than 2 months had passed since finding out about the diagnosis. I was stuck in the storm. I'll get more on that later. I hadn't found a way out yet, and I needed some kind of release. Back then, I would spend my Monday evenings at the kids' school, waiting for them to finish their dance classes. That night, I was sitting in a narrow hallway on a folding chair, and I just started writing. Those scribbles turned into the show, but that's not what this is about. We're done talking about the past. I'm going to finish this ride with talking about the here and now. As of this recording, which is the 3-year anniversary of Madison's diagnosis, Madison's almost 10 years old and quite active. She's still a ballet dancer, been doing it for 7 years now. She's been on a soccer team, now she's a cheerleader for a basketball team. She's still a big fan of Barbie and Star Wars, now she collects comic books and loves Marvel movies. Captain Marvel's her favorite. Her disability doesn't really hold her back from anything. She's still blissfully unaware of her disease and has that same zest for life that she's had forever. Honestly, nothing about Madison has changed. She's still the same great kid she was when all this started. I wish the same could be said about me. I'm worse for wear. Since the diagnosis, I've lived with a storm raging inside of me. When it rages and overtakes me, it's like living inside of a fog. No. More accurately, it's like walking in a torrential downpour. When the rain falls so heavy that it's like a curtain. That's what it's like for me. And I've been told it's visibly recognizable when I'm in the storm. People have said that's a physical change. A shadow spreads across my features and my eyes kind of go dark, if that makes sense. It changes my mood. I get edgy and aggressive, short-tempered and angry. Sometimes it lasts minutes, and other times, I've been stuck that way for days. I spent a lot of time trying to find an outlet. Eventually, that outlet presented itself as flag football. I use it to blow off steam. It gives me an excuse to hit people, and it works. For the most part. There have been flare-ups on the field. Twice now, I've had to be restrained by my teammates to keep me from starting a fight. Both of those times, right around today's date. Most of the time, though, it burns away the anger. And the aggression, for a little while at least. Our team, we're pretty good. In the 3 years we've been together, we have won 2 championships. One of the trophies sits on Madison's dresser. The kids have taken to it. They have their own jerseys and have come to a few games. It was decided that maybe they shouldn't come anymore after they had to witness me spit my blood at someone else. But, I think that's enough about my sports endeavors. The rest of the family has stayed the course as well, we'll say. Kristen is still a tenacious advocate for Madison, and now Kylie, who's been diagnosed with ADHD. So, she has her hands full fighting for both of our girls. Kylie. She still marches her own beat. She's extremely active and intelligent, with an attitude to match. That kid's gonna go far in life. All in all, we're doing well. We cope with the hand we've been dealt. Our new normal. And this is exactly whatever normal looks like for now. So, here we are. The end of the story, but not the fight. You can bet your ass that we'll keep fighting this until there's a cure. And until then, I'm Paul Showens, and I'd like to thank you for being in our corner for this fight. So, goodbye and thank you.
Thank you for listening to our story. This is Kristen.
Hi, this is Kylie. Thank you for listening.
Hi, this is Madison. Thanks for listening. Ring the bell, Di.
The Fight is a GeekPod Network production. This episode was written, produced, hosted, and mixed by Paul Showens. That's me. Script editing, courtesy of Tim Connors and Kaylee Galeano. Theme music is Come Flight by Fleslet, courtesy of the Creative Commons license. If you like what we're doing here, leave us a review on iTunes or visit our website, www.thefight.geekpod.com, where you can reach out to us and find out much more about this awful, terrible disease.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.